What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Spin Fuel's Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new school line from Parrot Vapors. Alright guys, so before we get started here today, I do want to give a big shout out to the people over at Parrot Vapors. They're the ones that gave me these bottles for the purpose of this video, so I did want to give them two big thumbs up and a shout out and many thanks, of course. Today we've got their new school line. In my previous video, we did the old school line. Today we're going to be doing their three newest flavors. They come in these nice 30 ml brown glass bottles as opposed to the blue glass bottles from the old school line. That being said, they are $19.99 per 30 ml. And they are available in 0, 3, and 6 milligram of nicotine, and these are all max VG. So they're going to be really good for drippers, but I do have it loaded up in my sub-VOD kit. That's what I do for all of my flavor reviews, so that's what we're going to stick with today. And I have the first flavor loaded up, which is going to be orange. The flavor description on this one reads, "The new school addition to the Parrot family will bring a smile to your face. This smooth, Smarties-like vape is an absolute winner." So it's a nice candy vape. I always enjoy a good candy vape from time to time, so let's go ahead and have a taste here. So I gotta tell you, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised by how accurate the flavor is to the actual flavor description. I do kind of get that tanginess to it. It's kind of like just taking a whole mouthful of Smarties all at once. I mean, personally, I couldn't differentiate the flavor between the different Smarties, and that's kind of what I'm getting out of this vape here. It's sweet, it's tangy, it's kind of refreshing, it's pretty good. I mean, overall, great candy vape. I do get almost like a bit of that chalkiness too as well. I mean, maybe it's just my imagination playing tricks on me because I'm picturing, eating a whole thing of Smarties right now, but I can kind of taste that actual like chalkiness to it. I mean, it's not a bad thing at all, I don't think, at least for me, but yeah, it feels like I'm tasting a whole bunch of Smarties right now, and I think that's a really good thing. So let's go ahead and have another vape. So this one is smooth, it's sweet, it's tangy, it's got that whole mouth feel that you get when you are eating a whole thing of Smarties. So for the flavor on this one, I'm going to give it a 4.5. I think it's pretty much perfect. I really do enjoy this flavor a lot, especially for a nice candy vape. This one's definitely a winner in my book. For the vapor production, I'm going to give it a 5. Really no complaints whatsoever as far as vapor production on any of these flavors I've tried so far. And for the throat hit, this one is, I believe, in 3 milligram. Yeah, this one is in 3 milligrams, so for the throat hit, it's a little bit light. I'm going to give it a 4. Not too bad, though. It's definitely enjoyable. So yeah, overall, very, very well done. I think you should try this one. Yeah, so that does it for orange. Let's move on to our next flavor. Alright guys, we're back with our next flavor, which is going to be peach. The flavor description on this one reads, "After months of trial and error, we have nailed this blend to a T. This peach tea blend will have you feeling like summer is here." So again, I love peach. I'm a big peach fan, but I'm also a big peach critic. So I'm going to try not to rate this one too harshly, but let's go ahead and see what I see in this one. So right off the bat, I get almost a candy kind of peach to it. It's not a real natural peach. It's more like a artificially sweetened candy kind of peach flavor. Almost like an Arizona iced tea, kind of artificially peach tasting, but I think that's almost a good thing. It definitely works with this one here, and I do enjoy this one. The tea flavor, a little bit muted and in the background, but it's definitely in there. I get mostly that kind of candy peach, almost a peach ring kind of flavor. So all in all, I think this one is pretty darn good. I do like that it's a little bit different. You don't see a peach tea every day, so I do like that they thought a little bit outside of the box and came up with something that's not your average everyday kind of peach vape. So I do applaud them for that for sure. And yeah, this one is really tasty. So if you're a big peach fan like myself, I do recommend going out and try this stuff. So let's go ahead and have another vape and I'll get to my ratings. So for the flavor on this one, I'm going to knock a point off just for it being a little bit over kind of fake peach, but all in all, a very, very tasty flavor. I do really, really like this one, and I do recommend it. And like I said at the beginning of this segment here, I am a big peach fan, but I'm also a big peach critic, so I'm going to come down hard on something that I actually don't like. But this one's definitely a winner in my book, so I think they did a really good job with it. As for the vapor production, again, 5. Really, no denying, you get plenty of vapor out of this stuff, and it's going to be even better on a dripper. And the throat hit section, I'm actually going to skip on this one because this is a 0 milligram, so I'm just going to skip the ratings, but I feel like it would be pretty accurate, just like the rest of them in 3 milligram that I received. So that being said, let's go ahead and go on to our final flavor. Alright guys, we got our final flavor all ready to go in our tank here, so let's go ahead and get started with Turquoise. The flavor description reads, "This tangy berry blend will have you hooked. Be careful, you may never want a different vape again." Now, again, I cross-referenced this with Giant Vapes, which is the place that I've seen them for sale, and it says here that it's a sweet, ripe Concord grape balanced perfectly with tart raspberry. So, kind of get a little bit more background information on what this flavor is supposed to be. So let's go ahead and have a taste. Alright, so this one here, I definitely get a kind of berry kind of flavor to it. As I have stated in the past, I'm not a huge raspberry fan, and just seeing the raspberry in the flavor description kind of throws me off a little bit. I mean, honestly, I get almost a mixed wild berry almost. It's kind of like, I'd have to say, almost like a blueberry, blackberry, maybe raspberry kind of flavor. I really don't get a grape in there. And all of those flavors are kind of artificially tasting. It's almost like some sort of candy or maybe like a cough drop or something like that. Just kind of puts me off a little bit to this one. Not the biggest fan of it overall. Just kind of reminds me of something that I had in the past that I'm not a big fan of, like some sort of medicine or something like that. Just doesn't really do it for me personally. But let's go ahead and have another taste. Yeah, again, I gotta say that I'm really not getting any sort of grape flavor to this one. If anything, I get more raspberry and almost mixed berry to it, so I'm not sure which flavor description to believe, but in my mind, I get kind of like a really mixed wild berry kind of flavor, almost like Luden's cough drops or something like that, if I had to compare it to any sort of similar flavor that I've ever tried before. So for the flavor on this one, I'm going to give it a 2.5. Just really does not do it for me. Not a huge fan. It's definitely tasting very artificial and kind of medicine-y to me personally. For the vapor production, however, again, I'll give it a 5. And for the throat hit, I'd say it's pretty spot on. So I'll give it a 4.5 overall for throat hit. This is, again, a 3 milligram, so I do want to rate the throat hit on this one. As for Parrot Vapors as a whole, I do enjoy these flavors. I think they should kind of revamp their berry blends a little bit. All the berry flavors that I tried from these two lines here just kind of seem a little bit off. Everything else is pretty darn good though. That Smarties flavor, I definitely recommend giving that one a try, as well as the peach iced tea. So yeah, do with that information what you will. If you want to check these flavors out for yourself, I'll have the links in the description for you. Don't forget to check out the other previous Parrot Vapors video. I'll have it linked at the end of this video. That being said, that does it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. Don't forget to check out spinfuel.com. I have all my videos up there, as well as Smoke and Joey and Spinfuel official videos. And as always, vape on.